So, hello everyone. Hello guys out there in that vast land and possible outer and internal inner space and other possible spaces and universes which me surround me on my regular basis every day. And today's rant of mine will be extremely strange and the most weirdest one, and even I would call this way like most stupid one, because I'm gonna be extremely stupid tonight in front of you. Maybe it will happen, maybe it won't. We'll see how it turn out eventually. Nevertheless, I'm having like my latest speech in terms of time. Let's see what time we have now. We have now about 0:56 a.m. Okay, I've just made home from having a long and very vast and very prolonged walk outside with a lot of friends of mine. And actually the main hero in this story was, like, as always, it was Victor. And we were heading home together after having our regular English speaking activity at our regular venue in Aurora Mall on the fifth story, as you might know. And if you haven't known already, I'm just about to familiarize you guys with this experience of mine that I'm having on an everyday basis. And I'm not about to fill you with the details of today's speaking practice, because our initial activity around the Aurora Mall was pretty corny for me. You know what I'm saying? I kind of grew up of this shot. It became more tight for me to be in that space, because most of the people, they have pre-intermediate or intermediate, or even the beginner level of not advanced but upper intermediate level, but they speak too slow for me. The intensiveness of our so-called English speaking activity is too low for me, and I'm I would rather to put myself into the kind of activity of native speakers, and to build up my vocabulary with the natives, and to speed up my speech in the right way, and practicing my recently learned my phrases that I recently learned with the right people in terms of speaking skills. And I found those people actually, excuse me, my speech is rugged in a way, and I don't know, it just as it falls. I'm always was a man of spontaneous activity. I never planned my speech in advance, you know what I'm saying? And just right now I'm sitting in front of you and I'm figuring out this stuff to talk about just in no time, just as it comes to me at the present moment. And the entire speech of mine just is forming right now in my brain, and I'm just thinking in English and giving I'm trying to entwine into my speech new vocabulary that I learned recently, and I'm trying to be as fluent as I can at the present moment, given the late time already. And I actually had pretty good practice with the natives after having our regular activity, as I said before, and they were kind of very good and polite people to me, and they I don't know, maybe they acknowledged me as a person who speaks not very good but pretty good English, and I was pleased to see those signs of admitting my possibility to speak rather fluently to them. And they always hailing me from the distance when they see me coming up to them. And that was the same situation that I had today. They hailed me from the distance, even slightly having a look at me, and I just passed them by, and I was there was a question "Hey Alex, how are you doing?" as always, and I replied, I was I have to take a leak right now, so I came into the nearest woods, into the bush, and did my activity. You know what I'm saying? I had my leak actually, and that was cool. And after I was relieved and was like pretty young again after having my leak out of me, and I was like all my brain activity like became more like vivid after I had this leak. And I'm doing these ramblings for me, for my practice, and regardless I may like do some mistakes right now. I know this, but I should stumble forward. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm not doing I'm doing mistakes. I'm polishing my pronunciation, my rate of speech, my fluent English language, and I'm gonna be there as soon as it comes to me, as soon as I can. I be there in my beloved fluency place of English language. And what was I about actually to tell you? Where this session of recording of mine, I was given, not given by me and a friend of mine. His name was Gerald. Gerald, he's Native American. He's a nice guy. Let's say of the age about 20 maybe years old, and we like shared with each other mutually with our experience of learning new Russian and English words, and he asked me to explain him the meaning of the verb show off, and I replied him, see my friend, to show off in Russian would be like выделываться, выпендриваться. And he repeated this stuff after me in a very clear and nice way, and I even praised him for doing that. He actually was great at his Russian pronunciation, and I familiarized him with the new words I learned recently. Those words actually were, I learned actually small pieces of slang, and that slang was the word ride. Ride means vehicle or car or something like that. And the another like expression I recently learned was back to the drawing board. That means if you like might face some obstacles on your way, and you are like just realizing that you head in the wrong direction, you may say to yourself like, okay, let's redo it, let's get to the drawing board. You know what I'm saying? So you might say back to the drawing board. That means that you should like reconsider in a way your actions undertaken in a certain direction in order for them to be more productive and allowing you to achieve your result or your thing to shoot for in more effective steps. You know what I'm saying? And that's another expression and example of the slangy words for me. Such a piece of slang as what was that actually? I lost my train of thought. What was I thinking about? Oh, I just refreshed it in my mind. So the phrase I have a thing to shoot for, that means that I have a really strong goal to strive for, and I'm about to do that, and I'm about to do that result as soon as I can to achieve my goal in more effective and more shorter way that I can under the current circumstances. You see, I'm stumbling on my words, and I'm like stumbling my tongue. My tongue right now is about to stumble because I'm just pretty tired, and still here I am, and I'm just I don't know, maybe I'm having those stumbles before having the next step of my advanced English skills, and I have a hunch like it happens exactly this way that I've just told you. And I'm always like see those notes on my learning process and certain stages and certain signposts I'm seeing around me every now and then, and those signposts is about to help me to orient around me around my learning and working process. And as it comes to me more hard during my regular drilling practice of this currently learned vocabulary, it means that in the nearest future I will have times of flying in English, and I'm pretty sure that I'm on the right way right now. You see, I've switched to the slightly lower pace of speech because my tongue fails me in a way. I'm stumbling right now because I don't know, maybe my tongue haven't got used to the way of fluent and so fast English speech, because I'm a Russian speaking guy, as I have always been, and I'm about to advance my English speaking into the highest points ever possible, ever. Without all the practice of all the possible learners of English language, I'm gonna be the first one, and I'll be like a fish in an ocean of English. I'll be so confident that it don't have even slightest hesitation or even doubt about that. I'll do my job. I'll do whatever I want about whatever I want in this life, with God's help, of course. And I'm keep my faith inside me, in my heart, in my head, in my soul. And what else? What else, guys? Maybe I'm about to wrap it up right now and to narrow this soliloquy down in order to save your time, your precious time. I know everyone on earth has his own or her own precious time, and I'm not about like ranting and like howling here about like not specific or unimportant stuff. This stuff that I'm saying right now is very important to me, and I'm just sharing with the deepest and most precious experience of mine in front of you here. And thanks for for your attendance in front of me, and thanks you all people for being in my life and for helping me doing my progress in my English. So I'll be brief today, and I'll be in touch, and as soon as I can speak again in my fast English, as I'm doing these days. So I gonna shut this off. This another great expression that I learned recently. I just refreshed it in my mind. I gonna shut this off in order to give you some time to have a rest of today's day and to have a good and deep sleep. And as always, see you all guys. Thanks for your attendance again, and so long. See you in a not a little while, just as it comes, as it falls, as always. You know what I'm saying. See you all. Bye.